I think in this whole process, but also it came very strongly in this retreat, is that, I have a lot of fears, but every time I confront one of these fears and I step into it, it ended up actually being a lot less scary than I thought it would be. My name is Yaniv. I'm from the Bay Area in California, and this is my third retreat. Well, we found the retreat, like we heard about the retreat through a friend, and that recommendation meant a lot to us. But in the process of getting ready, and the continuous communication, super clear, super caring, the video conversations gave us just a lot of comfort, a lot of kind of sense of safety that this is like the right choice for us, the right place for us, and I think like our synergy with Todd and Lacey started like way before we even got into Peru, and that's kind of essential when you get into um, something like an ayahuasca retreat that can be intense and deep, and you can't walk into it without having some trepidation and fear. And I guess of all my retreat, this is the one that we both, me and my wife, felt like it just felt good. It just felt right. So in our previous retreats, both of the ones that I have attended, it was about 18, 20 people per retreat, and it was a really wonderful experience. But this was very different. Being in a smaller setting, a more intimate setting, where you get to know the facilitators, Todd and Lacey. You get to know Nelson, the Shipibo healer, and spend so much time with him. But also you get to know the other participants at a level that I haven't experienced before, like in any other retreat, ayahuasca or not. And I think that was really magical. It really brought like this intimate human type of interaction to a level that really surprised us. And I think we made some friends here that are probably friends for life. And I think like that is probably the most attractive element for us going forward in exploring this path. The magic of this retreat was the intimacy and the closeness with both Nelson and Todd and Lacey, and always available. It feel like a continuous process, like not only like the ceremonies, but in between the ceremonies, and it was really magical. Like at every point, I felt always supported. I always felt like I can get a point of view if I had any questions or if I wasn't unsure about anything, and it felt really wonderful and safe. I think in this whole process, but also it came very strongly in this retreat, is that I have a lot of fears, but every time I confront one of these fears and I step into it, it ended up actually being a lot less scary than I thought it would be. And that gives me just a lot more confidence to go further in exploring these fears. So the advice I would give to people is lean into it. Lean into it softly. Here, in this process, and especially like the way it's guided by Todd and Lacey, um, it's approach your fears with softness, with compassion, and I am I'm I'm fairly sure that like everybody will discover that on the other side of it, where it's something wonderful, and that the fear that exists in you is actually a lot less. The reality is a lot less than you think. At least that was my experience, again and again and again. I've learned in previous retreats, but I really I feel it very strongly now that I feel very raw, very open. I feel like a lot of change. To me, it feels like this was a life-changing experience, but I don't necessarily completely understand it yet. It's a process that I've learned that takes a while, and it's a gift that keeps giving. So I know that I'm taking this experience, and it's not ending today or didn't end a week ago. It's like it's an experience that will just keep going. Um, and it also really cemented in me this idea that it's something that I need to continue, and I want to continue it with Todd and Lacey and Nelson, and I'm totally committed to it, because when I look inwards, I just don't I cannot find any negativity. I cannot find anything that I would like to reject or change. I just feel like I need more of that. I would absolutely recommend this experience to the people I care about, um, because, you know, ayahuasca is an intense experience. It's a deep experience, and the way that like we experienced here has been just so loving, so caring that I have zero doubt in me, like in recommending to anybody that I care for. And actually, like I'm thinking, I want to bring my kids and experience this again with my kids, and I want to bring some of my friends, and and I just cannot find in me any doubt in terms of doing that. Like, so there's a strong sense of joy that I feel that I got to know Todd and Lacey and Nelson, because it kind of gives me a lot of clarity on how do I want to explore this path and with whom I want to explore it. The retreat center was beautiful. It had everything we needed. We at any point didn't feel like in need of anything that wasn't fulfilled. The food was delicious, and we felt nourished every day. We like we kind of felt it in our bodies that we're getting what we need. And post retreat, it's like it's really this amazing feeling, both like inside and in our bodies. Um, so like I can't think of anything that I would ask to change or to improve. And beyond that, there was just a great sense of flexibility. Like anything that we asked for, anything was like, there was like a kind of very easygoing approach to like changing things or modifying. It was not too rigid. It was really adapted to like the daily situation or the hourly situation. That just made everything very, very comfortable. And even when we needed something, when we needed asking for help or we needed something, it didn't feel like a challenge. It felt like it was just like just a very simple process. And Todd and Lacey's commitment to like having a good, deep experience that is nourishing and complete was just. I just can't find anything that I would add, like I would need more. So no, it was the closest you can get to perfect, and it's definitely not our last time.